Welcome, welcome to space.
This is my 600 hours of playing Factorio's newest expansion, the Space Age DLC, a whole journey of building complex infrastructure, making large-scale production, reckless usage of high explosive weaponry, exploring the unexplored, traveling around the galaxy to spread the true meanings of democracy, and reaching beyond the great beyond. Without any further ado, let us expand. A few days before the DLC to come out, I wanted to make a little factory to be prepared. So, new game, choose the map, and landed safely in my new haven. The starting resources were separated. Not good. Cut some wood, built a mine, picked a rock, scaled my iron smelting column, built some AI-powered machinery, electricity, automation, labs, and the starting base was coming off slowly but surely. At time I was invited to some party next door, so I stopped the recording, paused the game, and went to make some moves. That's what happened to the first playthrough, and I don't have any footage to show you as a proof, so you're going to have to trust my word for it. Anyways, here is a new playthrough. The goal there wasn't to beat the game. I was just automating the items that I'm going to need to build the actual base that is going to help me to build the real base. I was only thinking of the thing that I've always tried to avoid. Trains. Trains are pretty much the go-to solution for blazing fast transportation of large amounts of resources to maintain maximum throughput. And for that, I thought of having this large smelting area for iron, copper, and steel. But I needed at least 1 gigawatt of electricity. Steam engines are nothing close to it. Solars is, let's just say it's a bit expensive and takes a lot of space. So I plan to tackle nuclear power as soon as possible. I already had access to sulfuric acid, which allowed me to start mining the nearby uranium ore after deplanting a few trees and dealing with a few environmental issues. Shortly after, some green energy was between my hands. The only thing that can consume such big energy and produce massive electricity voltages are these. Though you have to do some math to get the setup right, and that's exactly what I did. In a creative world, I came up with this carefully made design which must be built over water to easily expand it by simply copy, paste. That surely won't fail no matter the circumstances.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device which suggests you.
Alright. I've just started and it's blocking out already. Anyways, equals 0. So yeah, it's 0. Why? Okay. Hello? Ooh, hold on. Okay, I see. I see. Okay. I wanna die.
And for the sake of me having the worst storytelling skills ever, and not having anything interesting to show you, I'm just gonna make up the excuse of forgetting to start OBS recording. Oh. A factory. I was informed at time that the DLC will have a drastic change on the progression tree. Thus I solely focused on tapping mines, having basic defenses, and automating intermediate products. Green, red, and blue circuits, petrol processing for all derivatives, this area for engines, small electrical engines, and robot frames. Everything was going alright. Every facility followed the same design. A train comes in with the needed resources, and another one loads the products somewhere else. There was one problem though. This man here doesn't have railway engineering degree.
The fucking signals, dude.
I fucking hate deadlocks. Holy shit. I also wanted to abolish the sorting base and move them all to the new one. I was playing the game for 12 hours straight, so my brain wasn't braining really.
What the fuck?
It was 3 AM, so sleepy time. On this particular day right here, the maniacs from Web Software released the first expansion of the game, Factorio Space Age. That is in short, fucking awesome. The new update rocks for real. They've added too many new awesome stuff that I'm lazy to list, but in short, some very cool new sounds. Fuck the progression tree, now cliff explosive are locked behind some orangey space science.
Why?
Fucked every existing blueprint. Ghost buildings have this glitchy effect, this new remote view, and lastly, quality modules that open the doors for literally gambling.
Start gambling.
Rockets now are way cheaper to craft and launch, so shortly after, my first one was pinpointed to sky ready to fly. There in outer space you're supposed to build platforms, so here's my first one, which I named Fish.
Chocolat.
I built more silos to send items faster, and stood there to learn about all the new space stuff that took me a while to finally realize that space science now can be only crafted in space. I had to redesign fish, to redesign fish, to redesign fish, to redesign fish from scratch for a couple of times to arrive to this. It's simple, stationary, and self-sufficient platform, specifically made for space science that unlocked me new space technologies. And most important one are thrusters. Thrusters take two input types from both sides, one for fuel, the other for an oxidizer. But they are not symmetrical to prevent you from easily piling them next to each other. Anyways, I made another platform for traveling that I named Ship.
Hello there, new planet.
The first new planet I landed on was Fulgora. The surface is split into little islands holding the ruins of some ancient civilizations, and a whole ocean of oil in between. The name Fulgora belongs to the goddess of lightning in Roman mythology. During night, the planet gets ravaged by lightning storms zapping every living thing. They can absorb lightning and turn it into life current to power your factory. Huge power. The only way to protect yourself is either by finding existing rods or by crafting them yourself.
This is literally my savior. Can I pick it up? Holy fuck. Ah! Run. Shit. Oh, fuck. Oof. Recycling. Vulcanus ruin.
Some of the plateaus on this planet hold scrap on them that can be mined with regular electrical mines. That's when you'll become a cringe environmentalist and start recycling trash with these machines to automate the process. But they require blue circuits to craft, and I didn't bring any.
Oh god. Is there anything in this planet that gives us blue circuits? The answer is no. Do I have blue circuits here? No. Recycling. Okay. Please. Come on. Give me the sixth. Give me the sixth. Fucking give me the sixth, dude. Oh god. Holy yes.
I made this little recycling station, then started to wander around looking for a larger island where to build the factory. I had to choose between these two large islands, both had a decent amount of land, but I've picked the one that looks like a foot. My mission there is to automate electromagnetic science packs production with a consistent shipment to Nauvis, where my slaves, legal workers do all the research for me. This new science can be only crafted in these new cool machines. It requires accumulators, which are easy and cheap to craft, and 3 other new items: supercapacitors, electrolyte, and holmium solution. Supercapacitors need batteries, green circuits, electrolyte, holmium plates, and superconductors. Superconductors need plastic, copper plates, light oil, and holmium plates. Holmium plates only need holmium solution. Electrolyte takes heavy oil that can be easily pumped from the ocean, stones, and more fucking holmium. You see, everything on this planet heavily depends on holmium as an intermediate product, and holmium can be only obtained by recycling scrap, with only 1% chance. I spent the next 3 hours building, thinking I knew what was I doing, except I had no idea on what was I doing. What I thought would become a working factory ended up a total fucking mess.
I am in absolute shambles.
So, I decided to start over again. Instead of using conveyor belts, I planned to use robots given how little space I had to work with. I made this looping filter that takes recycled items to provider chests, then passively recycles the overflow to either nothing or other intermediate products, then use the requester chest to feed factories with the input items, keeping everything clean. Since I was running out of scrap, I had to hit another patch with 48 million yield. That is going to last me like, forever. It was a little far, so we had to use trains, and thanks to elevated rails, there are rails, but elevated. Trains now can go over buildings, water, and these massive oil swamps. Now, can you guess what's going to happen in the next few hours? Here are the options, and please, choose wisely. During that time, I built this little factory, and I want to emphasize on the word little. It filters the junk, has a good water reserve to make all the essential fluids, and slowly but surely makes the science I need. But holmium ore was the major bottleneck as it was holding everything back. As I've mentioned before, holmium cannot be mined. Or is it? Recycling scraps returns 99% of random stuff we don't care about, leaving holmium ore with only 1% chance. Theoretically, we can use some basic math to calculate the odds of scoring holmium ore from a single machine every 1 minute. In short, the more scraps you process, the more junk you get, the likely holmium you extract. But what about all that junk? Well, recycling machines have this ability of turning garbage to no garbage. Delete. So, with the concept of recursion, we can dedicate a whole area to delete the leftovers, keeping things flowing smoothly. Well, here is idea live in action. It takes scraps in, isolates the holmium out and loads it to a train, filters ice and fuel for steam power backup, and finally turns everything else in this area to nothing. The train takes back the holmium ore to the main island to get processed,
Holmium ore going in.
so that it can keep the production of science running. And by that, everything was technically automated. Though, the red color Fulgora has in general and the constant lightning storms started to get me really paranoid. So, I built a few rocket silos, loaded ship with everything that I need, and went back home. Back at Nauvis, I made this new lab design to start researching the new available technologies. I had to choose to either start with boring tech that would help me to scale the factory, or a sci-fi Tesla gun with a badass armor. With the all God-given wisdom that I have,
There it comes.
the mech armor has to be one of the best things software added to the game.
Oh god. I paid $35 to see this. Holy shit. Oh. Now I can choose them.
It looks cool, has a larger grid, and can fly over anything, even oceans.
Hello there.
Okay, maybe not enemies. The Tesla weapon, however, well, it doesn't do anything really. Since I was relying on nuclear power that leaves a lot of radioactive waste, a lot, that can cause the whole factory to black out, and I'm saying this out of experience. Thus I had to plan for a cover-rack setup, which is basically exchanging 3 uranium-238 for 1 useful uranium-235 in condition of having 40%. Okay, let's make it simple. Get 40 glowing rocks, a stock of non-glowing rocks, make a loop, and there you have it, a U35 printer. It may look like it won't do anything, but on a large scale like this, it literally generates the green rocks we need. So, here is a blueprint. I got bored and started building a new ship based on a design I found on the internet. It's protected from all sides with turrets from giant asteroids, it has a bunch of solar panels and batteries for power, storage tanks for fuel and oxidizer, and 23 thrusters. It was specially made for my new next destination. Volk. Anus.
Right. Hello.
After a safe landing on the hellish volcanic planet, I started looking around on its surface to harvest any useful resources. Unlike Fulgora, this planet seemed to have more open space with 1,000,000,000 degrees lava lakes. And cliffs. Too many cliffs. I had to clear the starting area from these burned trees, and some big volcanic rocks that yield some familiar resources, with a new one called Tungsten. And then I received this achievement.
Well, that doesn't look good.
Yes, that didn't look good.
Native to the planet Vulcanus, demolishes are horrendously large worm-like creatures that roam peacefully across the land and lava. Unlike other creatures, demolishes live individually within their territory, and the moment someone steps in, when a demolisher dies, it leaves behind massive volcanic rocks brimming with valuable resources. To better understand these creatures, we captured a smaller specimen and dispatched our specialized wildlife team to study them in the field.
Alright, thank you Thomas for your lecture, and as you can see I'm here with some very special equipment to try and communicate with the little Timothy we've captured. Okay, so here we begin. What are you? Come again?
Join myself and King's family.
Are you sick?
Captain, I succumbed.
Shit.
Holy shit! Oh my god. Oh god. Okay, my bad, my bad. Oh god, stop. Please. Okay, that's... I didn't know it's yours, okay? I didn't know.
Believe it or not, that was the smallest one. Evading electricity bills here is easier than ever, with solar panels being 400% more effective. While wandering around, I found these yellow wells with what I thought is a huge reserve of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid can be neutralized into steam, and with steam we get power. Another resource that I found was calcite. It wasn't clear to me what it's used for until I made this triangle-shaped thing with tungsten. It unlocked these big machineries that can literally print many important basic resources, including steel. Yes! It uses calcite as a fuel and rocks as a byproduct. A lot of rocks. Crafting a foundry unlocked another big, beefy, huge machine. Big mining drills. That are miners, but big. Sadly, the juice of freedom doesn't exist naturally on the surface of this planet. But you still can do some basic liquefaction with the endless coal around the surface to get heavy oil that can be turned into light oil to then petroleum to... What is this? Having all of that unlocked, here is the factory. The goal was this orange juice that has a dead simple crafting recipe, mainly requires a vast amount of tungsten that can be only mined with hands from rocks the same way my ancestors did, or from these patches with the big boy drills. The closest one was a bit far from base, so I had to make this double-headed snake train following the same loading and unloading This river of tungsten ore gets turned to carbide and plates. Both ingredients go to these two columns to produce science. The throughput was insane that I didn't even need to think of doing any calculations. And oh boy, even though the machines were struggling because of these fucking rocks, they were producing the good old 300 science packs per minute. Good. I placed a few rocket silos to start loading the local made juice, and then it happened. The factory blacked out. With some little inspection, I found out the reason behind it was a sulfuric acid shortage. No sulfuric acid, no steam, no power, no pollution. I had no choice but to start planning for an expansion and look for another well of acid. But those regions were owned by those giant worms. Thus, it was time. Why is it so After a few hours of diplomatic affairs with the nearby worms, more land was legally written to my name. Coal began running low, so I had to set up another snake train for a little faraway mine. Elevated rails made it very easy to maneuver around those lava lakes by only holding shift and left click. After a few minutes later, I had accumulated over 30,000 science, sent a few back home for research, and the very first thing that I did was the fartillery.
Game crashed.
I also unlocked cliff explosives to finally help the irritating sound inside of my head.
I hate cliffs, 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 get fucked.
I then unlocked these turbo bolts that can move items turbo-radically. Anyhow, the factory in Vulcanus at time wasn't the best. It was a total and completed mess that was based on a design I thought about while taking a shit. You see, the factory I left there was actually temporary. It was stinky, unreliable, and definitely not optimal. So, I decided to go around and look for a larger island to start over again. After scouting the whole surrounding area, I couldn't really find any well-fitting island. I started to think, to ponder, to consider, to contemplate, to agonize. Fuck it, I'm just gonna use this one. This time, unlike the previous one, I had a plan. The old logistic filtering design worked well, so I kept it, but made it bigger, then made it better. It does look like Nils's design for no particular reason.
The pain of perfectionists. Why? Oh god. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, 2 here, 2 here. Oh god.
I didn't want to waste any more time, thus I started by deconstructing the old chromium ore mining machine, placed some greedy power poles, set up a train with 2 lanes, watched my recycling column working for the first time, and started copying designs that work perfectly fine. As we all know, if it ain't broke, you better not to touch it. I kept spamming batteries to store more power, steam turbines to avoid blackouts, that's holmium solution, holmium plates, and electrolyte, some superconductors and capacitors, and sure enough, science started spinning.
Right. Electromagnetic science. Alright. Drugs quality module 3.
That's when I've got my first tier 3 productivity module that can increase the chances of getting better quality items. I'm gonna need it for future 100% gambling free projects. That's a lie. I had no use for the old factory, so I sent my minions to get rid of it, though I didn't forget to pay my owner for the service of the foot island.
Shit. We should survive. Oh god. Come on. Oh my god. Why are you going to Vulcanus? Fucking go back. Go back.
While my Elon Musk ship was struggling, I wanted to make sure the factory to not have the same fate by setting up an SR lodge for both recycling columns to control the flow of resources. Well, that was Fulgora again. Surely, we're not going to need to come here back again.
Actually on the ship. Shit. I completely forgot about that thing. So I'm kind of stuck. I'm actually stuck.
Critical systems rebooted.
What happened? Where am I?
Power restored. Scanning environment. Warning. Location unknown. No navigational data available.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Now what? I have no fuel left, the ship seemed to be stationary, and I'm God knows where.
Caution. Entered strong gravitational field.
Huh?
Rapid descent initiated. Collision course projected.
That's not Nauvis.
Impact in 30 seconds.
Well, that's definitely not Nauvis. Yep, that's a mosquito.
Gleba. Its fleshy boar in the habitable zone of the galaxy thrives with a tropical climate, allowing all sorts of disgusting fungus to grow. The whole surface is one massive endless swamp.
And let's just say Swamps and I have a bit of history when it comes to video games. I heard and watched a lot about it during my early depression phase from some German media outlets. Then, I decided to do the unthinkable. I went outside and touched some grass. and found this. A cool, energetic stray dog with a silly face and a playful spirit.
Can you, like, stop biting for a sec?
She never stops biting.
Fucking hell.
Okay, all jokes aside, things were getting serious. After exploring my surroundings, I learned that I wasn't alone. Oh no. Besides living organisms such as bacteria turning into iron and copper, apparently it turned to these spider-looking things somewhere in the past. I found one of those obscure creatures protecting her eggs. So naturally, I killed her.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
And her babies.
It duplicates.
I went back to the starting area to begin starting by a few solar panels and steam power. Unlocked and made these crane looking things that can plant and harvest fruits for you. Jelly nut and Yumeko are the two essential resources for everything in Gleba. Both are fruits that can be found or farmed. Jelly grows in this purple soil, while Yumeko in...
That's literally piss.
I kid you not, it's not bad.
The goal, as always, is science. Figuring out the recipes, understanding the farming system, and how the materials flow was a little tricky this time. But in short, here is how it goes. You either find or place soil where to grow fruits with these grains. The jelly nuts and Yumeko go into these chambers to produce jelly and mesh respectively, with only 2% chance of getting their seeds back. Steel and copper can be obtained by growing bacteria which produce bioflux for those chambers to craft science. Gleba was complicated. The flow of materials wasn't the challenge really. It's not the design, nor the natives. It's not here, nor there. It's time. You are expected to biologically process your biomaterials in biochambers before they biodegrade. All of that sounds smart, except I wasn't aware of it at first. So I end up with this little junk of a base that crafts most of the basic stuff. I was very limited on resources, I didn't have any seeds, and I couldn't afford anything to spoil while trying to figure out a good design. So, went to creative mode and wanted to make a design that I would have to run once and never fail. But I got just a little too excited and spent hours to make this. It's massive, it works, but it wastes more than it produces. Oh, also, the blueprint crashes my game every time I try to place it. Well, this time instead of going big, I went small. I made this very minimal compact design that is capable of making 200 science packs per minute, and every necessary product. I didn't give it any second thoughts before throwing it into a blueprint, load in my save game, paste it, wait for the minions to do the job for me, and kickstart it with some bioflux and fruits. I added a sewer system down here to burn spoiled materials if they didn't get processed, columns for iron and copper and circuits. I experienced a little blackout, but it's a problem some nuclear fuel and all the dunk I've piled so far couldn't solve. The science requires eggs, and to grow eggs you need eggs, and to get eggs you need to forget what morality is and start practically committing war crimes.
Sorry about that.
Also, eggs don't spoil, eggs hatch.
Ooh, whoa, jeez, what was that?
I had to expand both the jelly as well as the piss farms to fulfill demand, but the more you grow, the more scent your factory emits, and just like Nauvis, the locals won't like it.
You please stop. It's fucking healing. Oh. Oh.
What is the solution then? Obviously, American peace treaties. Seemingly, the natives on this planet tend to attack farms only, thus it's wise to separate farms from base, which is something I didn't think of until now. Regular turrets and lasers have minimal effect on them, so let me introduce to you rocket turrets. You can load them with any rocket type you want. Best of all, regular ones. Red ones have this splash explosion which may cause friendly fire, which is also something I didn't learn until very much later. Remember when I said Tesla weapon sucks? Well, forget that. I suck. It turned out they are overpowered. Strafers are a problem, and when killed, they turn to many little problems. That's when Tesla weapons come into play. They are capable of shocking and slowing down a bunch of enemies at once. So gentlemen, I present to you the wall. As time went by, the science production started rolling, and before I knew it, the first quantity was ready to be sent back to Nauvis. And that's when I learned another small detail. Agricultural science spoils. I used it to unlock carbon fiber, the rocket turrets, and because they looked cool and all, I had to give them a little test.
Hello. Follow me. It heals? That's the blind region, right? Wait. 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 Okay. Hold on. It can't come here, right? Right? Yep. You stupid son of a bitch.
I've noticed the local wildlife in Gleba have grown very quickly. Just like Fulgora, the vibe wasn't the best at all. Every time I see a strafer, it reminds me of headcrabs from the Half-Life series they used to cause me with a very stable production of science, and hopefully a reliable defensive system. I decided to leave, but before doing so, this happened.
Leave my fucking corpses alone. Kill him! It's fucking huge. What the?
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would.
Well, anyways, I ain't staying one more minute on this forsaken planet.
See you later, bitch.
Back at Nauvis, the research continued to where I unlocked everything. Spider-drones that can help automating construction or the spread of your political campaign. Stack inserters and belt stacking that, well, stacks items on belts to unlock the maximum throughput. Productivity modules tier 3 that are unlocked before the DLC. Oops. These biolabs that have bios. Get it? Seriously, these are like the upgraded version of the regular labs. Definitely worth going to Gleba, as if it's a choice. Biter spawn captivity that allows you to capture trespassers to your legally claimed land, feed it some bioflux, and grow biter eggs. How nice of you, Engineer.
This must be like some sort of a war crime.
Overall, the stuff you unlock in Gleba are awesome, except Aquilo. Oh, you also unlock this technology that apparently allows you to put trees in the ground grow them, help the environment, reduce global warming, which is... Turns out the ship I built for Gleba wasn't holding too well.
Delete space, but...
So we had to come up with a new design, which I tweaked for a bit, and ended up with the ship that would take me to Aquilo, that I named Sid. You know, snow, ice, cold, ice age, Sid, yeah. The preparation overall didn't take that much of time. The path this time is twice long any other I had ever taken before. The route is full of large restaurants that required me to place as many rocket turrets that I could. And the further you travel away from the sun to Aquilo, the less solar energy you make. One out of the many other details my smooth brain haven't thought about. Damn, I somehow made it. I should go get some sleep for now. What? Apparently, Steam Cloud downloaded an older save for some odd reason. Thankfully, I didn't lose the autosave, and I was able to recover from the moment I started a trip to Aquilo.
I fucking hate cloud saves, okay? Going to say it, I hate cloud saves. I wanna die.
Before heading back again, this time I built a whole other ship for resources transportation. Unlike the platforms I've ever built before, this one was much larger, much productive, and mostly self-sufficient.
I can have nuclear power in space. Holy... Yes.
Well, I've got my ships ready, I went back to Aquilo.
Okay. Drop into Aquilo. Meow. Merry Christmas. Hello, Aquilo.
The planet is simply a cold-stranded wasteland of absolute nothingness. Most of it is just endless oceans of a new fluid, ammonia.
Is there anything here? What the fuck? Hello? What There is absolutely no land. Hello?
The starting area was nothing but a small patch of ice, dotted with ice rocks that yield a new metal, lithium, that comes out of the ground in a green gas form. Oh, an oil. There was oil. Just like always, I started with clearing the starting area only to realize that my minions were hit by a massive debuff. They were too slow, their battery life doesn't last that long, and recharging takes forever. Not good. I placed a grid of power poles alongside a few solar panels to only get me 30 kilowatts.
Bruh.
Steam power was a must. Steam needs water, water can be only obtained by smelting ice. For that you need chemical plants, and to get chemical plants to work, you need power.
Bruh.
Oh, to only make it worse, most machines here suffer from freezing.
Also?
Thus, you have to not only think with your jelly nut up, but also with heat pipe, which you always want to place adjacent to buildings that are prone to freezing. The kickstart on Aquilo was the hardest so far due to the severe cold. I had to keep sending the ship back and forth to source rocket fuel for heating towers, and for some reason, I've never thought about using nuclear reactors for both power and heat.
Yep, not going to make it. Nope. Okay. Just see, what's that? Like 10,000 kilometers away? Holy fuck! Well, this is the new Sid. Yeah, I didn't like the first design anyway, so.
Just like any other planet, the goal was of course science. Cryogenic science. And for the first time ever, the recipes were way simpler, especially that almost everything derives from ammonia and made in chemical plants. Even rocket fuel. That's a real thing, by the way. I made a very basic design for ice and rocket fuel that practically produces nothing. Thus, I decided to switch to cryogenic plants that reads can handle extremely low temperatures. Anyways, after laying down the basics, I've made this small setup to produce and smelt lithium. The extracted gas color is white, but here it definitely looks green. Well, that doesn't matter as long as I can use it for science. I've made this little blueprint that I can keep spamming forever and used it to make this little setup. The moment I turned it on, I totally forgot about that input upper belt and it belt weaving down here.
I'm blind. Ah, what is the pump? Where's I. Let me wear it. Okay. I see you.
Well, I did a little improvements like expanding the power grid, healing my perfectionism, and before I knew it, with a slow yet stable production, science was ready to go back with me to Fulgora. I really had to go there since it became my base of operations while I was around Aquilo. Also, because it's where you get free resources. There I improved many aspects around the factory. I placed more beacon silos to load ships faster, the scrap mine was still holding, and it seems it's not running out anytime soon. I improved my holmium plates production since lithium plates depend on it. I brought back the holmium mining setup, but with a few improvements. The throughput was insane due to the belt stacking, so I had to make a valve system with this abomination that proved its failure many few times.
What? Oh, fuck.
Which I later simplified to this, a small pulse generator. And now, I have warehouses full of holmium. This is my card. I do sell. I programmed Sid to bring science from Aquilo, throw it here in Fulgora, then had my Fulgor ship to take both the Aquilian and the Fulgorian science back to Nauvis for research. And from there, it brings tungsten carbide brought by Elon from Vulcanus, and carbon fiber brought by Gleb from Gleba. And finally,
Nope. Stop. What? It wasn't white after all.
oh, the factory at Aquilo blacked out.
What happened here? Okay. Ooh. No way. Oh! Oh my god. It's just a fucking pipe.
Alright, my job on Aquilo wasn't done yet. I still had to automate a few more things I had unlocked, like quantum processors. These bad boys require 6 different ingredients that all have to be shipped from other planets. This is a great time to remind you that, yeah, you really can't produce anything here. Designing a setup for 6 different inputs was a bit tricky, but nothing someone like me with a smooth brain couldn't handle. Here is the design, and here is the blueprint. Now, you might think these quantum processors will help you solve the inherently non-local decoherence phenomenon resulting from quantum superposition collapse within multi-qubit entanglement matrices during high-dimensional Hilbert space computations. But, in reality, it's for these.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Oh no. In one shot. Even the medium one. Okay. What the f- Holy sh- Oh shit. Hello? Timothy! I'm here. Hello? It's this way. Hello? What the f- Follow me. Hello? You good? Hello?
I had to build a proper smelting column for lithium, due to its importance for both science and all craftables. But after that long, the well from where I was extracting it ran out. Thus, I started going west in hopes to source more lithium gas.
Lithium brine. Is that no, that's oil. That's fluorine. Beep 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 beep. Lithium.
Nearly, after covering this whole area, I couldn't find any. But I eventually found one. Here.
Yes. Okay. Lithium brine in line with shine. Yeah, that was cringe. Hello.
Since ammonia was the backbone of almost everything, I had to upgrade my ammonia separation setup, which produces ice as a byproduct.
Question is, what am I supposed to do with all that ice?
Science does require ice, but not in the absurd amounts I was generating, so I had to deploy what I call ice destroyers. Two recyclers facing each other in endless loop in order to consume the ice and avoid jamming. On top of that, I had to completely rethink my fuel setup. The factory didn't just need power, it needed heat, and to produce heat, I needed something to burn. Speaking of power, allow me to introduce to you fusion power. It's a new way to generate electrical power by fueling these reactors with fusion cells that are very cheap to craft and hold 40 gigajoules of energy. If you don't know what that means, neither do I. What matters is, the number is big. Reactors need a kickstarting amount of
fluorocatone
to start generating plasma that goes to fusion generators that generate fusion that turns to power somehow. You get a hot version of that funny fluid as a byproduct, so all you need is a loop like this.
Yes. Wait, what? I've just realized. I've been carrying active uranium on my back this whole time.
Anyways, remember when I said the minis were debuffed on Aquilo? Well, that's certainly not to let you chase the designs and push you to rely more on belts and heat pipes. For that, I spent hours to come up with a whole factory with a main bus design, with respectable rates, only to never use it, and cancel the idea altogether.
This will take forever.
There wasn't that much left to do on Aquilo other than enjoying looking at my factory during night. Production was slow but stable, almost everything was unlocked at time, and just being there made me feel cool. I placed more orchid silos and a Christmas tree for good luck, and then fucked off. Home sweet home.
Ah! What? How? What the f- Ah! What even is that? Hello? What the f- How? Wait. Shh. Oh god.
Well, let me give you some context. After I finally finished my grift from other planets and not having anything left to do other than trying to reach
The edge of the galaxy.
but before trying to reach
The edge of the galaxy.
and while I was minding my own business doing normal train stuff, the locals decided to knock my door and somehow find a way to build a nest within my proclaimed territory.
Huh? What the f- How? How did they build the nest inside my base? What the f- Hello?
And let's just say, they've left me no option. During the interplanetary warfare I was in, I of course set my minions to do something for me. If you have played Space Age before, you might have noticed that I haven't spoke that much about quality, since it's essentially gambling, and we here are trying to keep everything seamless as much as possible. This is what I call the grinding hub, an incarnation of the true businessman mindset. It's an array of machines that keep rolling the dice, hunting for legendary items. And if you are wondering, why would I need them? Here is the deal. The better the quality is, the more buffs items get. Take thrusters for example. Normal ones max out at 102 meganewtons, while legendary ones go over 250. And if you think that answers the question you have already forgotten, well... People, I present to you... the Spis. It's a self-sufficient spaceship designed for Promethean science that can be only crafted in the depths of space, armed with a series of epic railguns, rocket, gun and laser turrets, alongside belt stack and storage. It comes with a fully rare beacon setup for crushing rocks for resources, smart recycling system, huge reserves, and a Christmas tree. What powers it is this 200 megawatt fusion generator and a 5 gigajoules worth of stored energy. It has a total of 27 legendary thrusters, all controlled with this dashboard that keeps them running at 80% efficiency. Automatically adjusts the thrust depending on the path the ship has taken, always picking the lowest safe speed. Because trust me, you don't want to go full speed. Anyways, enough yapping, and let us edge the galaxy.
Hello? You good?